Greetings and welcome aboard to the Heavy Metal Truckers, where we give our thoughts and perspectives on all things heavy, even if you don't like it. We are your hosts. And in this video, we are going to be doing an album review on the latest album from Helloween, Giants and Monsters. I'm starting to scare myself with how much I'm able to remember this stuff. Not even looking at my notes. But, gentlemen, whoever wants to begin on this review.
I'll go first.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I figured mine would probably be a little bit quicker.
It's possible this is going to get interesting.
Potentially. I don't know. Probably not. We're going to fight and see who goes first. That's what's happening.
Fight us in the comments, because we're about to fight.
No, so this is actually like my first time hearing Helloween.
Wow.
That's a shocker. Okay.
I don't have a wide scope of music listening like you people. Okay?
Well, dude, he is like, Helloween is right around the time of Dio.
Yeah, they've been around a long time.
I could tell from the listen when I was listening to them. However,
That being said, we didn't discover Dio till later, so but you know what? Never continue.
But I don't I don't typically go and like try to I don't go and discover new things all the damn time. And usually, if I do, it's like one single from something, and that's roughly about all I'll do for discovery. Yeah, but you have to get introduced to things, this, that, and the third, and I don't typically as often as you do. However, this is my first introduction to Helloween, and definitely could tell that it was from the era of Dio. Yeah, that's my introduction to the band. Sorry, give me a minute.
You're fine, dude.
These things. It's been a minute since we did an album review. All right. Anyway, okay. So,
yeah, it's been a minute.
How we were introduced. Then we go to the album. All right. So the album itself, I definitely enjoyed the album. There were parts of it where like you full on caught like that 80s vibe and all that. And I know that Pincushion has the version to the modernized 80s redemption arc that's in metal right now.
In some aspects.
But this one felt, but this one didn't feel like it was, them trying to bring back the 80s. This just felt like them being them.
Them being
to me.
It was.
Yeah, basically. So, I mean, in that regard, I feel like Pincushion could probably enjoy this without having that, like, again, with the 80s thing going on.
Too well.
But, I definitely enjoyed a lot of the tracks on the album itself. I think my favorite one was a little too much. Funnily enough, I think that was the most 80s vibe song to me.
Which fucking track was that? Hold up. Continue.
It was like the second one.
I believe it was the third one. But
yeah, it was the third one. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that one the most. I caught the fact that like some of the songs kind of felt like ballads almost, or just in general were, and I definitely enjoyed those. I think like 2 or 3 of the tracks actually had almost 10 minutes worth of content, and it didn't feel like drawn out. yeah, like I mean, it didn't feel like as drawn out as the Dream Theater album was to me. So it was like, okay, so we get like 10 minutes here, then we go to like maybe a few minutes, then we get a couple of more few minute tracks, then we get another like 8 minute track, and I definitely enjoyed the album. I enjoyed the majority of it. I think the only one that I wasn't the biggest fan of was the slow track, like midway through the album. But
Yeah.
even then, I appreciated its presence within the album just because, like, I felt like it was kind of needed. So, um, yeah, no, I mean, even though I wasn't a fan of the track itself. I can appreciate the way they laid out the tracks for the album.
Yeah.
As an album rating, I would give this first time listening to them and all that. I would give it about 7.75.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty well done.
Doppler.
All right. So I've known about Helloween for a long time. Couldn't tell you when I first heard the name or first heard anything from them. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of power metal. Mind you, I'm kind of picky about my bands and power metal that I really like.
You are.
Obviously, like Sabaton.
Understandably.
I'm a massive Camelot fan.
Mm-hmm.
Blind Guardian's really good.
Blind Guardian's actually fucking good.
And Helloween falls into the power metal category.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've never been a big Helloween fan. I get why people are, but the reason why is as much as I love power metal, I don't care for the 80s power metal, if that makes any sense.
I know what you're coming from.
Yeah. Which is weird because I like a lot of 80s metal and 80s rock, but the 80s power metal for something is just never something that's really been able to I've been able to fully get into. And pretty much that's what this album was.
Yeah, that's why I didn't care for Symphony X, really.
I would almost say these guys are even more 80s power metal than even Symphony X is.
Well, yeah.
Like Camelot started in the 80s. Now, some of their really early work was similar to this, but if you listen to them today, they don't sound like this, right?
Yeah.
So because of that, like I said, I've never really been a big Helloween fan, and this album really was not any different. It was very much an 80s power metal, album from beginning to end.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, pretty much the entire album was just okay. Though there was one song that I did enjoy. I think it was called "Into the Sun."
Mm-hmm.
Just somewhere in the middle of the album.
I think that was actually the slower song, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I think it seems that way about.
Other than that, to me, a lot of the songs were very similar. It just none of it was bad. I don't want to come across sound like I'm saying, "Oh, it was terrible." That's not what I'm saying. Like for 80s power metal, it's up there,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just not something I've ever truly been able to get into.
Yeah.
So, it was one of those things, with my ADD, I kept finding my mind wandering, listen to it, and I'd have to bring it back. I'm like, nope, you have to pay attention. so that made it hard for me to give a score, because if I base this purely off personal preferences, the album would probably be like a 5 something. You know. Now, if I based it off of like completely taking my bias out of it, it probably would be a score very similar to what like Frosty gave, somewhere that or around an 8.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, to be realistic, what I should give it would probably somewhere in between the two. So for me, I gave this album about a 6.75.
Gotcha.
Like it's really good for what it is.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Yeah.
It's not an album I would go back and listen to.
It's more like it's a respectable release.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And fans of 80s power metal would eat this up.
Oh, absolutely. This is for them.
Yes.
Screw you and your rating. It's not right.
To all things heavy, even if you don't like it. Well, I actually had I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot we discussed where we first discovered this group, on where we first discovered these groups whenever we do album reviews. I completely forgot. So while he was doing his, I was trying to remember what mine was, and if I remember correctly, it was so one of the guys I began watching whenever like I was discovering a little bit more black metal whenever I can't remember when, or just this was roughly the era whenever like new black metal groups were kind of coming out of the woodworks, or like some of the older groups are beginning to come out with newer material. This is like maybe roughly, I want to say 2017, 2018. I don't entirely recall. But
I was gonna go mid to the late teens.
But one of the guys I came across was Black Metal Werewolf, and which I highly recommend him. He's an awesome dude, even though I haven't watched his shit in like 3 years. But then again, like anything music related, I honestly don't really watch anymore. It's just, I hate the way YouTube and their creators have gone. It's annoying. So I kind of stopped, although when I come back to a video, it's actually not too bad. So I guess I have to be in the mood. But anyways, I digress. But Black Metal Werewolf had mentioned, like, he's not solely into black metal. He's into like some of the old school stuff as well, like as far as just thrash metal, speed metal, heavy metal, whatever have you. But he had mentioned Helloween, and I'm like, the group sounds kind of cool. And I'm like, well, what have they done? And so I looked at them. I'm like, oh shit, they've been around for a while. Okay. And I'm like, well, let me get an idea of like what their biggest hit is, just to kind of, because if their biggest hit is something that I can tolerate, then I'll give more of a listen, because like the biggest hits tend to be like the most mainstream things that typically I can't stand. So their track "I'm Alive" was one of the ones that was there, and so I'm like, okay, checked it out. I'm like, holy shit, this is solid, because this is like, it's solid 80s, but it's on the heavier side of the power metal or heavy metal, because it almost had more of a thrash element to it as well, and you just had amazing soaring vocals. It like vocally, it kind of reminded me of Stryper back in the day, and so I really took notice to it and really enjoyed it. So yeah, I didn't become a fan, but I enjoyed Helloween. So, and skip a while, because it's been a while since I listened to 80s metal like that, just because I got back on my train of like black metal, doom metal, funeral, even going into funeral doom and really embracing that. But listening to this album, I'm not gonna lie, I quickly discovered it became a struggle for me to listen to it, because it had so much arena aspect to it, and it almost, to me, sounded like less of Maiden or Priest 80s metal, and went to more a heavier journey for me. And fuck, I struggled. Like, it was good, but like Doppler, I kept wondering, because it's just like, fuck, I feel like my parents would be listening to this right now. And I didn't really get all that into it. Like, it was good, damn good for what it was, but just some aspects were just meh for me. Like, it'd be almost like background stuff. So I can't really give all that much of an analytical perspective on this like I typically could, because I found it difficult to keep focus on it. But what I would catch and would hold on to, it was amazingly well done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut long story short, 6.5. Like, not gonna lie, like, it was good enough for what it was, and I didn't hate it as far as like being some stuff that I listened to going down the road. The production was well done. Everything was constructed well. The sounds was solid. It's just what it was is not something that I really particularly care for. Like, this 80s metal, but going on the version of being like arena metal, in the sense that it's like, again, like they were being a heavier journey, whenever I was hoping for almost more like Maiden.
Yeah.
So,
No. Yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Send your hate in the comments. So, but yeah, we're gonna leave that off, and that be the review. So, what I do want to start doing though with these reviews is kind of at the end, like kind of Doppler did, mention who is this album great for and who is this album written for. Like Doppler and I both agreed, anyone that is into power metal of the 80s but has a little bit of an arena aspect that you want to have your 56-year-old parents or 56-year-old folks listening along with you too, and to where they might like it if they're into the older metal, sure, go for it. This album was probably right down your alley. And your grandmother who your grandmother who enjoyed some of the ballads that fucking Journey or held along with Boston, sure, they would probably find some aspects in this they would enjoy. But yeah, that's who this album is for. But until next time, guys, thank you for watching this. We hope you were entertained, or at least were fairly well informed of what this album has to offer. Any opposition, fight us in the comments. I know you're going to, or enlighten us. Who fucking knows? But until next time, guys, you're rolling heavy.